All right, guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. It is Castillo Trading, and we are here doing our live stream on Mondays. As part of our weekly video series, we like to do our live streams. Now, this is where we kind of like to go over what we're looking at on BTC, what we're looking at on Ethereum, NPOC levels. First things first, guys, shout out to the stream sponsors of CoinCatch and Breakout Prop. CoinCatch is the perpetual exchange of choice, guys. They are probably one of the better ones out there. Non-KYC, non-VPN. Got a lot of good pairings, a lot of good liquidity. If you have any questions with them, please let me know. And then Breakout Prop, they are a crypto prop firm that you can get an account funded for yourself and start trading with their funds instead of your own. This was our setup that we created on 2/4. So last week we created this one, and there was an NPOC print down at 95087. We wanted a retest of that area, and that was going to be our next long entry. Again, I had said last time, if you did not get long down at these lows, you could get a potential retest at this NPOC print, and we did, right? We're in like a current long for BTC. Now, I have been adding BTC since this drop right here, so I do have a long position on BTC as well, long position on ETH, long position on Sol, and I'm hedged short on BTC. Don't plan on really taking profits on that short. All I'm doing is trying to protect some of my long gains there. But this was the setup that we were looking for, retest of 95087, and we got it, right? So we created this setup on 2/4. So really 6 days ago, we've been kind of calling for a bounce at this area. Now, there's been a pretty decent bounce. It hasn't been too significant yet, but this is kind of just an area of interest, right? So it doesn't mean that we're going to bounce and go straight up to, back above 100K. Maybe we see a little bit of sideways action. This is just an area of interest that we're looking to kind of build a position at. And so that's what we're looking at. Like I said, an active kind of like long position. And since we kind of tapped into this NPOC print, we've had about a 4% move to the upside, 3.8. Again, depending on what your trading style is. If you're a quick scalp trader, you could throw 10x leverage on that, and that's a 40% move to the upside. So it just really depends on how you're wanting to trade it. I look for more of those swings, upper limit and lower limit, those high conviction areas. As of right now, we're kind of just trading in between median ML as far as current range trading goes. But as far as NPOC levels goes, this has been a decent little setup that we're watching. So yeah, this is kind of what we were looking at, retest of that level. And then again, like I said, I don't know if we're going to bounce directly out of this, right, to go retest higher. So again, maybe we still end up chopping in this level and then we do get a retest lower. So again, like I said, just an area of interest to be longing into, dollar cost averaging into in a position. Like I said, whether you're longing at like 97390 or down at like 93, if you can get an average within this area, it's not going to matter when BTC is kind of like breaking all-time highs. I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin, guys. I'm still very bullish, across the board. I think there's some bigger macro logistics that are impacting the markets right now. But overall, I'm still, bullish like I've always been, and there's no reason to really kind of veer away from it. So just kind of sticking with my game plan and still staying bullish down within this area. We wanted a retest of this 91K, and we got it, right? So that doesn't really mean that we change from being bullish to bearish just because we have a setup on the low-term time frames. And then the next area of interest to short is still going to be higher. I'm not really interested in shorting BTC back until my hedge is kind of in the red again, and even that, it's very, very hard to be longing into all-time highs. We want to be longing retest lower instead of into those all-time high levels. So ETH, same thing, NPOC level, right? We had one at 2595. That is where we wanted a retest of. We got the retest. We are currently in a long, right? So this is one of those ones where do you relong the NPOC level once it's hit? Like, not really, but you can't really still invalidate the setup based off that. Now, this level was hit and then we did get a retest of it. So it's kind of like giving you longer to add into it, right? So you're getting an area of interest to add into dollar cost average into. So 2595 is an area that I'd be looking to dollar cost average into, which again, I'm still long on Ethereum. We had our previous long that kind of failed, got stopped out of that, and then relonged it on this wick here. This is just a very nice bottom setup. Honestly, I just think that this wick is crazy. Ethereum is a little bit trippy. I think that 2K retest level was a huge reset. A lot of liquidations happened, and for us to kind of go higher from here, yes, right? I was wanting us to hold back in this level and it failed, but look where we are compared to where the level that I wanted failed, right? So I was thinking that 3K, 2900 area, right? The problem is the short-term time frame price action is what stops people out of the high-term time frame setups, the high-term time frame support areas, because this may be on a 4-hour, but on the 1 day or on the 12-hour or whatever, this is a wick, right? And then, we're back almost at a level to where I thought was a good support level to be longing anyways. It'll be a hindsight conversation when price is up at 4K Well, then the only thing that really happened was that a liquidation event happened before price went up to the target that I was originally wanting from, the support level of 3K, right? Just liquidated people, almost retested 2K, and then we can continue higher. And this is a perfect example of like one of those events that I think that if we do continue higher right now, it would hurt a lot of people because a lot of people did get liquidated. A lot of people are losing faith in Ethereum. A lot of people are losing faith in just crypto markets in general, as BTC is super stable right now and nothing else is really running other than jail stool and all these crazy meme coins. But I'm telling you, ETH will have its time. Do not lose faith in ETH. I will not let you guys lose faith in ETH because I do think that it is offering some of the best risk reward into the year of 2025. Again, when does it happen? I don't know. How long does it take? I don't know. But I still think ETH offers really, really good upside. And so again, based off of NPOC levels, this was the level to look to long is that 2595, and targets going forward are, this one right here, which is an NPOC print that printed over the weekend, which is like 2730 and then 2966. I'll be looking to kind of try and take some profits into that area. Next area of interest for shorting on Ethereum, that 3361 might not be a decent hedge just because that could be a retest level to just move to the downside, right? I don't know. We'll just have to see how this plays out. AAVE, I did take a position in AAVE. I have been really eyeballing this one for a while now. I did get stopped out on this and really been kind of eyeing it to reposition myself. Again, just a retest of lower limit. This was a pretty key resistance point, broke above, retested that point here, and now I think that we could get some moves to the upside. So I'm looking to be longing within this area here, anywhere between like 236 and 190-ish. If we retest and trade back in this area, I'm going to be looking to average this position down so that we can get an average at our area of interest at lower limit. That way we can get an average here. It's not going to matter when price is retesting upper limit. It's just going to be lots of profit. So this is a good example of how I look to trade the way that I trade as far as finding an area of interest, right? I took a position on AAVE and I do look to want to average that down lower if I get it. Now, again, it might be wishful thinking because I do think that we could go up from here, but if we do get it, I'll still be looking to kind of add within this lower limit. It doesn't matter for me if, my average is at 242 or if it's at 208 or 185. It's not going to matter when price is retesting that 400 upper limit area. I'm long Sol. Again, lower limit retest, very, very key level of a retest. A lot of people continue to get bearish at, once resistance broke out of it, support, still looking for it to continue to stay support. There's no reason for us to anticipate support to be broken. So I'm still long. And if we do retest to that 180 area, I will continue to add. Now, I will consider cutting this Sol position probably if that happens, right? We'll see. If we get a retest down into lower limit, that's one of the ones where it's like you kind of got to focus on those low-term time frame movements because the wicks can happen and you don't want to have too tight of a stop loss and get that trade stopped out. So there's a lot that goes into trading, guys. That's why I say, when you're an active and you're a good professional trader, there's a lot that goes into the system. There's a lot that goes into what works for you. It's not just jumping on, throwing $1,000 at something and then making, $5,000. Does it work sometimes? Yes, but that's not the reality of what trading is. You really, really got to work on implementing a system that works for you because trading, what works for one person isn't going to work for other people. There's certain things that make people comfortable and you got to figure out what that is for you. So Link has just been so good. I remember this thing when it was at $2 and it's still at fucking 18, right? So if you were an early investor in Link, over 4 to 5 years ago, you're still up fucking immensely. 18x, if you got in at 2, 6x or 3x, it's just crazy. So Link is one of those ones to where, in my opinion, something that's setting up really, really well. I mean, this is like some of the best patterns that you can really see TA wise. And we'll just go over this really fast, right? Because you have this whole accumulation zone, which sometimes accumulation zones break down, which shows a little bit of weakness within the overall asset, but this one did not. And then it held as support into the next leg higher. So this is just very, very good technicals. So for me, same thing. We have a little bit of downside where I think same thing happens on Link where maybe we go sideways in here and then end up trading a little bit higher, maybe at that $38 area, maybe something like this, some lows, and then, kind of move up into that $38 area. Just a very, very clean TA pattern after kind of topping. So I don't know why the cry face on Link, unless you're like a bag holder from the high 30s or something, Link has actually done pretty well and is one of the better setups that I've seen over the course of this year. Go over to tradewithcastillo.com, check out my content, follow me on YouTube at Castillo Castillo Trading. Really trying to build that YouTube up, guys. So please, please, please sub, send it to your friends, help me grow as big as possible, because that's why I can do all this for free for you guys. But I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys over in the Telegram. Peace.